The night started like any other family gathering, loud voices, clinking glasses, the smell of garlic bread filling my parents' dining room. They'd gone all out for my sister Hannah's 10-year wedding anniversary. White tablecloths, candles, flowers, and a giant framed photo of Hannah and Mark smiling on their wedding day, right in the middle of the table. Hannah is the golden child in our family. The straight-A student, the one who married young, had 2 perfect kids, and somehow managed to keep her figure after both pregnancies. My parents treat her like a walking success story. Not. I'm the divorced, childless 31-year-old who still rents an apartment and whose biggest recent accomplishment was finally replacing the toaster I'd been using since college. From the moment I walked in, it was all about them. Every conversation circled back to how strong their marriage was, how you can just tell they were made for each other. I was trying to tune it out, smiling politely, when Mark stood up to make a toast. That's when the air in the room changed for me. He looked Hannah in the eyes and said, 10 years ago, I married the most incredible woman I've ever met, and in all that time, I've never once betrayed her trust. I couldn't imagine doing anything to hurt her. Everyone clapped. Some even teared up. I felt my stomach twist so hard I could barely breathe, because I knew he was lying. About 2 months ago, I was mindlessly swiping on a dating app when I saw a face I recognized. Mark's face. Not a photo from years ago, these were recent. He'd even taken one of them in his car, wearing the same jacket he had on at Hannah's birthday dinner last month. I froze, staring at his profile. His bio read, asterisk, looking for fun while the wife's away. Discretion is a must. Asterisk. My hands were shaking, but I swiped right. Not because I was interested, but because I needed to know if it was really him. Within 5 minutes, he matched with me and sent, asterisk, you're cute. Free tonight? Asterisk. I played along for a bit, asking what he meant by while the wife's away. He said, she's at her mom's this week with the kids. Gives me time to relax. I screenshotted everything. I even recorded a short audio clip of him, because he sent a voice message bragging about how marriage is great for stability, but you still have to have some excitement on the side. I didn't tell Hannah. At the time, I convinced myself it wasn't my business, that if I got involved, I'd just create drama. But hearing him stand there, making a speech about his loyalty, made my blood boil. When it was my turn to give a toast, I started safe. I told a funny story about Hannah putting makeup on me when we were kids, and everyone laughed. Then I looked at Mark. I don't know if it was the wine, the months of sitting on the secret, or just pure rage, but I heard myself say, and Mark, I think it's amazing how you've managed to balance marriage, kids, and your dating profile so well. Truly impressive. The clapping stopped instantly. Hannah's smile fell. Mark's face went pale. My mom's fork hit her plate with a sharp clang. I pulled out my phone and set it on the table. Should I show them, or do you want to explain first? Hannah's chair scraped against the hardwood floor as she stood. What the hell are you talking about? Mark let out this awkward laugh, the kind people do when they're hoping something is just a joke. Babe, it's not. But I was already unlocking my phone and scrolling to the screenshots. This is from 2 months ago. Same jacket you wore to Lily's birthday party. Same dating app profile picture. And this, I tapped a voice memo, is you talking about how marriage is great for stability, but you need excitement. I hit play. Mark's voice filled the room. You could have heard a pin drop. Hannah grabbed my phone, scrolled for about 20 seconds, and then just left. No screaming, no crying. She grabbed her purse, walked straight out the front door, and didn't look. The moment Hannah walked out, chaos broke loose. Mark jumped up, swearing under his breath, and followed her. The front door slammed so hard it rattled the picture frames on the wall. My dad leaned forward, glaring at me. What the hell was that? You couldn't wait until tomorrow? Tomorrow? After he gave that speech? I said, my voice shaking but louder than I meant. He was lying to all of us. Lying to her. My mom pressed her napkin to her mouth, her eyes darting around the table like she wanted to disappear. You embarrassed her in front of everyone. Do you have any idea what you've done? A couple of guests were whispering. My cousin Jake gave me this tiny nod, but most people avoided eye contact, like if they didn't look at me, they could pretend this wasn't happening. The rest of the dinner fell apart. People left early. My parents barely said goodbye to me. It was almost midnight when my phone lit up with Hannah's name. I braced myself for screaming, but her voice was flat. "He admitted it," she said. "He's been with other women. Not just one. Multiple. For years." I swallowed hard. "Hannah, I'm so sorry. I should have told you earlier." She sighed. "I wish you'd done it in private. But I'm glad I know. I just feel so stupid. 10 years. And all that time I thought I was special to him." There was a long pause. "Thanks for not letting me keep believing the lie," she said softly. Then she hung up before I could respond. The next morning, my parents sent me a long, furious text. My mom wrote that I had humiliated the family and ruined Hannah's big night. My dad added, "If you had an ounce of maturity, you'd have pulled her aside instead of airing dirty laundry like some reality TV stunt." Meanwhile, my aunt called to say, "We all saw how you did it. You could have waited. You wanted the drama." The thing is, maybe they're right about how I did it, but not about why. I wasn't doing it for attention. I was doing it because Hannah deserved the truth. By the next day, Mark had started a PR campaign on Facebook. He posted a long status about how rumors can destroy good people, and how some individuals will fabricate things out of jealousy. He never used my name, but it was obvious who he meant. His friends and even a couple of my relatives commented things like, "Stay strong, man," and "Don't let bitter people ruin your happiness." Of course, he left out the part where I had receipts. A week later, Hannah posted a picture of her and the kids in a small, sparsely furnished apartment. The caption was just, "Fresh start." She wasn't wearing her ring. Mark wasn't tagged. I wanted to reach out, but she was keeping her distance. Maybe because she was still processing, maybe because she didn't want my name in her divorce paperwork. But my parents, they didn't keep their distance. They doubled down. Mom called, crying. "Do you have any idea what you've done to those kids? They don't understand why Daddy's gone. You've destroyed their world." I tried to keep my voice calm. "No, Mark destroyed their world when he cheated. I just told the truth." "You could have kept it to yourself," she snapped. "Marriages survive worse things than this." That line, "Marriages survive worse," stuck in my head all day. It made me realize my parents cared more about the appearance of a perfect family than about the actual people in it. 2 days later, Hannah texted me screenshots. They were from Mark's brother, Tom, and they were disgusting. He'd messaged her saying that I'd always had a thing for Mark, and that's why I was trying to ruin the marriage. He even said, "She's jealous of you. Always has been." I was furious. This wasn't just about Mark being a cheater anymore. They were actively trying to rewrite the narrative, so I became the villain. My parents demanded a family meeting to clear the air. It was at their house. When I got there, Hannah was sitting on the couch, arms crossed. Mark wasn't there. He'd decided it was best to let the family talk without him. It didn't feel like a talk. It felt like an ambush. My parents accused me of handling things like a child. My aunt chimed in that I'd embarrassed everyone. The only one who stayed quiet was Hannah. She just watched, her eyes flicking between us like she was taking. As I was leaving, my dad followed me to the door. He lowered his voice like we were sharing a secret. "If you cared about this family, you'd apologize to Mark," he said. I actually laughed out loud. "If you cared about this family, you'd be angry at the man who cheated on your daughter, not the sister who told her." He didn't reply, just slammed the door behind me. I posted the story online a few days later, wondering if maybe I really was in the wrong. The overwhelming verdict? NTA. People said Hannah was lucky to have someone in her corner, that I'd probably saved her years of more lies. But that 10% who said YTA. Every single comment sounded like my parents. "Not your place. Wrong time, wrong place. You embarrassed her. It's been 3 weeks. Hannah's officially filed for divorce. She and I aren't as close as we used to be. Maybe because I'm a reminder of that night. But she sends me little texts sometimes, like, kids had fun at the park today or got a good lawyer. My parents still think I destroyed the family. I think I stopped a man from destroying my sister even more. So, ITA for blowing it up in public instead of in private?